Well, it is almost the end of another month. You can see all these beautiful trees in back of me here at Kamari of the Woods. Is so beautiful right now. By far my favorite time of the year. And I was thinking about these transitions that we all face in our lives, especially the transition from autumn or fall into the colder winter months, at least what we have in Vermont. Some of you may live in much warmer places, and maybe you don't have that enormous shift in weather like we do here in Vermont, in New England. I actually really enjoy it, and I really enjoy the way our forest changes. I'll just turn the camera here. This is a beautiful spot here that we call Meditation Hollow. It's very, very pretty. And I'm walking out to the farthest lot, which is where I'll be building. And one of our hideaways is sitting out there right now. But I do think that seasonal changes affect many of us, right? Sometimes we feel a little depressed when we go into the dark, much shorter days of daylight in winter. It can feel like something has really ended in our lives with the lack of sunlight. But then I begin to find places in this transition of seasons that I can feel really grateful for. For one thing, I happen to enjoy the winter months. I enjoy the silence and the peacefulness of it. And I enjoy the way my walks change. My walks kind of slow down because of the ice and snow. I don't want to move too quickly. And I like those kinds of changes. But for a lot of people, it can feel pretty depressing. And it can feel a little bit lonely, that they're not outdoors as much. They're not experiencing the beautiful sunshine like we are today, even in October. And it can really bring us down. So what do we do about that, right? Because we can't change the weather. I suppose you could think about moving to a different climate where you have more sunshine and warmer weather. Or you find ways within yourself to adapt to the way the weather is wherever you live. So if you do face some cold weather coming up and some dark days ahead, try to prepare yourself. How to do that? Well, I can always help with that. I really believe that self-care practices that we can incorporate into our lives. Yes, it could be around yoga and meditation, but it could be other kinds of self-care too. It could be about helping out your neighbors or volunteering at a homeless shelter, or maybe some volunteer work that you do in regards to a community center or church. Ways that you can feel like you're participating and you're using your downtime productively, and that you're really helping someone other than yourself, which sometimes helps us get out of our sadness and out of our dark days of winter. But it does take effort. It takes effort to find out what it is that you need in your life to be able to feel a little bit more contented, and a little bit more self-satisfied with wherever you live and whatever's going on and the kinds of struggles and challenges you face. You have to make that decision, to put a plan in action. Create the plan and then put the plan in action get somebody to hold you accountable, that you can kind of report back to and let them know how it's going, whether it's a counselor or a life coach, or maybe just a really good friend that's willing to kind of partner with you. Maybe your friend has some goals that she wants to achieve too. And between the two of you, you can try to make something happen, make change happen in your life for the positive. It's very hard when you know that winter is coming and it's depressing for you. It can just make you feel worse. So try to put a plan together now before the snow comes, before the big storms happen in life, right? Try to have a plan in place. Well, that's my thought for today. Even as I'm standing here, there's a few darker clouds coming out in the sky. It's always changing. But I am one of these people who really value change. And I look at change and try to learn something from it. Try to question what it is that change is giving me. And what can I give back to change in my life? Think about that. Maybe that's helpful for you. All right, have a great weekend ahead as we are now moving into Halloween. So happy Halloween wherever you are.